T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me, baby. That's what I wanna do. Come on and talk. Can we talk? Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on, baby.
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.
I don't even know if I should talk to you in Puerto Rican or what tonight because this nigga came in here.
I was waiting. That's why I didn't say nothing. I was just waiting for you to do your spiel, get it out your system.
Your dress code, huh? Are you live from Tahiti? Where you at, bro? I know you're not in Compton. Can't be in East LA. What we doing? Why you got so much cocoa butter on? Talk to me.
I don't know what's happening right now. Me and my wife had date day today, and I had a little mini photo shoot, and
Okay, I knew something. See, come on, man. Don't act like I'm just.
Nah, you're not. You're not.
I knew something was going on. I picked up on it. All right. Photos
you did. You did. For sure.
Y'all, if y'all don't know, Mike does have a modeling Instagram. Your wife's still managing that, right? Is it still running?
It's still up. It's still going. Yeah. For booking only.
Yeah.
Book me or beat it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help, the podcast. Give me that relationship talk you can relate to, the good, the bad, and the alimony. Season 6, episode 31. Whenever Mike hangs out with Denim, his son, his 14-year-old son, I swear he
15, nigga. 15.
Sorry. His brother come back with all the slang. He wanna talk about the huzz and everything. He just
the fact that you're remembering this, because I told you this like a week and a half ago, and you locked it away in your memory banks because I know you be at work talking to the YNs. I know this.
I work with 99% women.
And why ages? Young hoes? I don't know.
99% Latina too. So when do I see a YN?
It's spicy over there. I got you. I got you, brother. That's funny.
Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to have a conversation tonight and let you guys take a sneak peek. Mike, what's the title of tonight's show?
Title of tonight's show: You love me, but don't care for me. Let me read it one more time. You love me, but don't care for me. Real quick, I am guilty of this. You know what I mean? I thought if you love somebody, clearly, right? It's obvious that you care about them. But it wasn't until later on in life, got a little bit more mature, got a little therapy in me, started, you know what I mean, hanging around with people that were a little bit mature in their what do you call it? In their growth process. And then I started finding out like, oh, I'm not doing things in this relationship that shows care. But I love the person, but I'm not, so it'll be an interesting conversation this evening, brother. Oh God. Oh
And
God.
I think we're setting it up to not only be interesting but insightful, because oftentimes when people say I love you, it's based on how they make you feel. Oh, I love you, man. It's just when I'm around you, you're talking about what you're receiving. Care is something that you give. But me and Mike had this conversation earlier this week, and I said, bro, have you ever taken time to consider the difference between loving someone and caring for someone?
Right.
And we had a little brief conversation, and for a moment there, we came to the brief conclusion that it starts with consideration. Consideration might take that love into the care place.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times people are baffled in relationships because someone keeps telling them that they love them, but they don't see the care. And as you know, at the end of almost every episode of this podcast, I say the same thing. Just because you care about someone doesn't mean you know how to care for someone.
That's
But
good.
we're gonna take it baby steps. We're gonna learn how to go into the love you have for them.
Yeah.
Pull out consideration that will lead to a care awareness for them, and then how to learn who they are as a person, what makes them tick, so that you
For
can
sure.
care for them.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
and hopefully we get into a few of those discussions tonight.
Yeah, man.
What'd you think about that, bro? When I asked you that question, like, you love your wife, but do you care about her?
It's so interesting. I don't think it really caught me off guard because it's something that I've thought about many times. For me, I think the answer was very clear for me. You know what I mean? Now, had you asked me that question 5-6 years ago, like I said, I would have told you it's the same exact thing. Ain't no difference. You know what I mean? But what I really like about conversations like that, it allows me to be able to not just express myself, but also hear, your feedback and maybe some aha moments within the conversation, or building blocks to, like you said, allow us to come to like kind of a mini conclusion, like, oh, we may be on to something with this consideration thing,
And I like that, bro, because I've felt it, and I'm happy that we can give language to it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying to you? You say you love me, but I'm assuming that there should be some kind of consideration or care for me, and it's in those moments, bro. I had this same conversation with one of my friends who's about to get married, and I asked her if she knew the difference or if she saw a difference between love and care. And it's all sparked from a conversation she and I was having. She always comes to me to get a male's perspective, and I think that that's healthy. I think that a woman and a man both need the perspective of the opposite sex.
Yes.
They need that. They need to be able to go to that person often. They need to phone a friend of the opposite sex often to ask these kind of questions. And when every time she hits me up, you know what I'm saying? I like old boy a lot, but when she hits me up, it's helping her understand the male mind.
Yeah.
And the male lens, and she's extremely grateful. But a situation happened, and I immediately felt what he felt and why he responded the way that he responded.
Interesting.
But because I've gone through so much life and gone through so many workshops and done this work, I'm able to give language to it in the way that he can't. I'm also not emotionally invested in it the way that he is, which might cloud his ability to give language to it. And she was like, I appreciate just how you broke that down. And for me, I think this conversation comes up the most in these misunderstandings, these moments of tension where you and I both want something. We both want something at the same time. And I love you, but I need something right now. But it's something weird that happens when you take the other person into consideration and you want to care for them. Like when you move into that arena, or you start to highlight that part of your love for them, you start to recognize that, dang, if they're not okay, I'm not okay.
There it is right there, bro. There it is right there.
That is the difference between I love you and I'm letting love work through me towards you.
That's solid.
Yeah, I love you as I feel, oh my God, this is how I feel. I'm around you. But when I start to take on loving you as, I want to say a responsibility, but also an opportunity.
I like both.
It's how I want it to reach you. Like if I'm in a relationship with you and you're not okay, how can I be okay?
And that's wild because you see it all the time. One partner is like, I'm good. That's her problem. Or shoot, I'm living my best life. He the one tripping. You know, I'm like, but how does that work? How does that work? I don't even understand how you can be okay with somebody that you say you love, somebody that you say you care about, and like you say, and they're not okay. I'm not saying you have to, you know what I mean, go to the depths of hell with them, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I also think if we're telling people we love them, if we're telling people we care about them, there has to be some type of action that supports that. If there's nothing that supports that claim, then the other person has a fair right to question if that's true.
Where's the evidence, Your Honor? Where's the evidence?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You say you love me, but where's the evidence? You say you love me, but where's the evidence of your love when you're angry? You say you love me, but where's the evidence of it when you're inconvenienced? You say you love me, but where's the evidence of it when what I want isn't what you want? How do we resolve that? Do you now use your emotions to move me in the direction of your preference? Or have we bypassed all that and now we sit in a space where I'm your preference and you're my preference? Now we're just trying to figure out who can make who feel the most complete in this moment.
Bro, I feel like I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish that.
My last statement was that, and if you pick the right partner, you don't have to abandon yourself to do this.
Yeah, bro, that's so good. That's so good because it and I've said this so many times on the show. If I'm giving my all to try to for lack of better words, make life easier, you know what I mean? And you're doing the same for me, like it leaves very little room for anybody feeling unappreciated, anybody feeling not cared for, anybody feeling like second fiddle to something else, whether it's the job, whether it's homeboys or homegirls, whether it's, the kids, whatever the case may be. If we're constantly putting in our all and doing the work and doing all these things, and she's doing this for me, I mean, you're talking about marital or relational bliss.
And I think it comes down to even early in the dating phase, like, does any part of spending time with this person feel like an inconvenience?
Wow. Yo, listen. Listen.
Yeah.
But I like what you said. If you're, I don't want to say if you're with the right person, but if you're with the person that you truly want to be with, even those inconveniences, like you said, don't really seem like inconveniences. Me and Janae I just told you right before the show, me and Janae just went through something where for me, it was a complete inconvenience. Didn't want to do it, but I did. And I did it willingly and happily because I know what it would do for her in that moment.
All right. We about to go to the definition on these so an inconvenience is a minor trouble, bother, or delay that makes things difficult or uncomfortable.
For sure. All of them. Everything you read. Yes.
Oh my.
Yes. She probably in there laughing right now. Yes, sir. All of it. Don't want to do it.
So in that moment that this feeling of inconvenience came up, and you're not a man to often be led by his emotions.
Right. Thank you for saying often.
You still found a way to care for your wife's heart.
Yes.
In the midst of something that she wanted that felt like an inconvenience for you.
For sure.
The big question is that maybe we can all get an aha from is, what did you have to consider in that moment? What did you have to consider mentally when that feeling of inconvenience rose up?
Man, so much in that moment. One, for me, my thing is doing this, whatever it is, gonna for lack of a better word, is it going to kill you to do this? Is it going to be like, I know it's irritating. I know you had other plans for yourself. I know you may not want to do it, but at the end of the day, what is it really going to take from you in order to do this for somebody, not even somebody, for your wife? So that's always my first go-to. And then my second one is, go ahead.
I want to ask you a question about that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about, I love how you clarified, didn't say just somebody I love, my wife, but that puts her in a whole different category.
Mm-hmm.
The question that came to my mind was, I'm considering something major.
Yes.
What makes this person worth that consideration? What makes her worth it to do that kind of consideration?
It's so for me, you have to go back to, why did I marry her in the first place? And I think once you get to the reasons why I married her, the why do you do what you do is the easy part. You know what I mean? It goes all the way back to how she's made me feel seen. It goes back to how she's helped me grow in a lot of ways. It goes back to how she's loved me even when I felt like I didn't love myself. So it's a conglomerate of a whole bunch of things that now makes decisions like, man, I don't feel like doing this, but it's for her, so I'm gonna do it.
And so I want to keep on highlighting this, man, and I'm gonna keep beating this horse, man.
Yeah,
these are feelings that are coming up, and we have to be mindful that when these feelings come up, they're valid, but they should have a conversation with some kind of logic at some point. And I think that what we're saying is that it's going to be hard for you to continue to think that this person is worth these types of accommodations and these kind of considerations if you forget why you're with them, if you forget where this started and why you both said yes in the first place. Amnesia can be the biggest killer of your marriage. If you forget your vows, if you forget your commitment, if you forget the moments that made you say I love you, and the moments that you started to feel like you are like the center of my world right now,
right?
Like, the further those get from your memory, the harder it is going to be for you to muster up the effort in those moments to consider and make those accommodations when they want something that you feel like is an inconvenience.
1000%. And what's worked in my relationship, in my marriage, is not forgetting, right? And the best way not to forget is to continue to recreate those moments, continue to do the things, continue to have the conversations, continue to explore intimacy and sexuality and all of these things, as opposed to, I got my person, cool, I'm done. I've reached the mountaintop because I'm married now, which a lot of people do, which I've done in my previous marriage. You know what I mean? It's so funny. The other, maybe a week, last week, Janae's getting up. It's maybe 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and she's getting up to go do something, and she's being silly. And then she comes back to sit on the couch, and I'm just staring at her. And I'm like, this is really cool. I'm just like, and she's like, well, what? Like, what are you talking about? I said, the fact that we get to do this together for the rest of our lives. And in that moment, it was like, and I was in awe. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy that this is something that, because I'm not a big people person. So for me to enjoy someone's company every single day, every single night, wake up, see them, go to bed, see them, that in itself is big for me, friend or otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So to really enjoy it, you know what I'm saying, is because you got some people, they don't want to go home.
Yeah.
Because they got to see that person. But again, that's a care thing, right? That's a care thing. I don't really care to see them. I don't really care for their attitude. I don't really care what they think. It's like, dang, all right.
Rough times.
Indeed, bro. Indeed.
I think that this conversation is necessary because if we're doing a show called You Love Me, but You Don't Care For Me, we have to identify that sometimes I'm just saying I love you out of habit, not because I'm connected to the memories or the commitment that make my love for you, that animates my love for you. It's not just something I
Yeah.
feel. Is coming through me. It's coming out of me. It's expressed love.
Have you,
Come
good
on,
brother,
yes, sir.
and
I thought you
all
were
of
gonna say good
your
bar. All right.
coming to the stage. I'm sorry. Anyway, have you and all of your infinite wisdom and many teachings and books that you've written, have you ever used the L word, love, out of what you just said, habit, or maybe because the other person did, or just a premature statement because you thought that's what the other person may have wanted to hear?
I would say rarely.
So the answer is yes.
Answer is yes.
Me too.
Yeah. Ferguson Marv on Instagram said, "You truly love and like your wife, Mike."
Oh yeah. But she's a likable person. If she wasn't, we probably wouldn't be together.
I mean, again, she just marks off the things on your list for people you like, because I like her too.
We know.
I said, what's up?
She can hear you.
I would say yes, bro. And I'm thinking about the times where I felt like I said it because I just didn't want any drama to start.
Wow. I'm in that boat. I thought, yeah.
Nigga, think about it though, because hearing "I love you" for some people does more than seeing "I care for you." For whatever psychological reasons I don't need to get into. Some people, that's just, I need to hear it. I need to hear you say it. And you're like, I just did XYZ element OP. And you're like,
yeah,
but you didn't tell me today.
Yeah. So because no, I mean, I'm in that same boat, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. But what I found is, with some people, if that's what you need, and you're somebody that I care about, I'll get that to you. Because what I've learned is this, bro. Just because somebody says they want to hear it or they have an issue because I haven't said it, doesn't mean they don't see the what I'm actually physically doing. That just means they take the hearing it takes priority over the seeing it.
Come on, man. It doesn't mean that I'm not seeing everything. This is just a bigger deal for me. Yeah. Not to say that nothing else is a big deal at all. This is just a bigger deal. That's good, man. That's good clarity.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. So we got so Rashonda on Instagram said, I think this applies to families too. Woo. And then Carrie over here said, unfortunately, there are some parents who behave like that. They don't want to come home to their own family. One day we're going to have a conversation about this family component. I hope maybe this will help family style, because there are the more I hear, there's some ridiculous things happening in homes, especially like Carrie said, where people, the husband or the wife don't want to come into the household because maybe one of the parents has gotten the children on their side. Like their sides in this thing.
Yes.
And so it's not only the spouse, but the children both are against the father, or they're both against the mother. And you just, and you wonder how some people just, I'm leaving my spouse and the kids. And you want, like, they're innocent, but sometimes the parents can corrupt the children to. Yeah. Anyway, that's not tonight. Tonight is you love me, but don't care for me. We haven't done no videos and nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this first half an hour. I think that was really on my heart.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
I'm in a place, bro. Church was good today. I've had some really good conversations with my friend. I went to the spa yesterday. And really had some quiet time with God. I was wondering if there was going to be a lot of people there, bro. It was so empty. Nice. And I got a chance to, like, it's really like just digital journal while I was at the pool and in the jacuzzi. And I'm just like talking to chat, you know what I'm saying? Looking at notes and sermon notes from 2019.
That's good, man.
Before this big 6-year push happened. Like, what did I want? What was I going after? And happy that I'm hearing from God, but I am in this place to trying to figure out, like, what what do I care about and what matters right now versus maybe a month ago, maybe a year ago, because something shifted, bro. And I can't force it. That's what happened when I went to when I did the jungle bathing. I
Yeah.
can't force clarity, but I do want to sit with it because I'm acknowledging something has shifted. And so I'm in a good place, man. Just
Solid.
sitting there quiet to hear from them. But
That's
we
solid.
do have some videos and some posts tonight. John, what up, bro? He said for some, the actions can be just routine, but
Yeah.
you can hear in the tone, the inflection, the intent, if the person really means what they say. That everybody's different, bro. Some people feel like the words are just rhetoric, and other people feel like the behavior is just routine. Love languages, bro.
Love languages, indeed. And that's what happens, though. That's what happens. These routines. Because I would be lying if I said me and Janae didn't get into a routine of doing things. Like me and you have talked about it. Like, man, you know, I don't need to say that on here, but you know, me and you have talked about certain things, and it's like, you know, you can't allow routine and gotta get the kids to basketball, gotta make sure I hit the gym, gotta make sure dinner is ready, gotta make sure, you know, all my work is done, gotta make sure these businesses are booming. Yeah, but spouse there should be a staple in which the spouse gets the time, not only that they deserve, but that they need, that the marriage needs, that the relationship needs.
There we go. Let's talk about that, because immediately I saw this post this week that talked about stop fighting for what you want and for what they want and start fighting for what the relationship needs, right?
Come on, man.
I started thinking about the gym. As soon as you said that, I'm like, that's my routine. That's where I go. But I go to the gym to break down the muscle.
Yeah.
Results don't come without recovery.
Come on, man.
Results don't come from gym alone.
Come on, man.
You need sleep. You need nutrition.
Yep.
You need massages. You need stretching. You need recovery. And I think that is that intimate time, even though you're out there doing the work and the routine, to build something. Like, you got to care for the thing that you're building while you're building it.
Yeah, brethren. Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. So let's get into something tonight, man. You ready for tonight's first conversation?
Let's get it.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching this video, we are talking about the fact that you love me but don't care for me. Tonight's conversation is heavy on, I want to see the care.
Marry the guy who, and I'm actually talking marry him. I'm not talking situationship him. I'm not talking flirting with him. I'm talking marry that man. Number one, he looks at you like you are the most beautiful girl in the world. Not just when you're dressed up on a random freaking Tuesday, when you come out of the shower with your hair all wet and you look like a wet rat. That look is not something that you settle without. Number two, he loves your smile. Like, genuinely lights up when you laugh or smile. A man that is obsessed with making you happy will choose you every single time. Number three, he is so proud of you. He tells people about you, about your wins, about your accomplishments, about you just looking really freaking good one day. He's not threatened by it. He's not intimidated by it. He just freaking loves the person that you are. If he's proud, that is rare. Don't let that shit go. Before he asks if you need help, he just notices. You don't need to ask him. He notices that you might be taking on a little extra and he can take something off your plate. It's emotional maturity, making you feel seen. Last but not least, he smiles when you walk into the room. I freaking love that. If that man does not smile when you are walking into a room, I don't want him. I don't want him. I want a man that is grinning ear to freaking ear, that it hurts when I walk in the room. Walk in that room and something in his face changes. Yeah, I want that man. So stop chasing the ones that make you question everything, Becky.
So this is good because I feel like it's expanding the conversation of how people verify care in different ways. Doing this or saying this proves that you care about me, or is how I verify care. So what do you think about that list she was running off of? Marry the man who.
So I jotted them all down. So going back, she said, marry the man that looks at you like you're beautiful. Marry the man that loves your smile. Marry the man that's obsessed with making you happy. Marry the man that tells people about you and tells you he's proud of you. Marry the man that asks if you need help, and then marry a man that smiles when you walk in the room. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of that sounds like her personal preference. It's actually very shallow. If that's what you're talking about, marry somebody because they smile when you walk in the room, that's your qualifier to marry a person for the rest of your life. That sounds absolutely ridiculous to me. But that's what works for her, right? I think the only one or two that I heard that to me had some like substance to them. What is it? Ask if you need help. To me, that's showing a sense of care.
Nigga, that's what Rashonda said. She said that help though.
Yes, the help for sure, and then even the proud of you, because those are things that I make sure that I do. You know what I mean? Especially so your wife or your husband is starting a new venture, or maybe they just got a new job, or or even the man just fixed the kitchen sink. Oh, babe, that's dope. I'm proud of you. Thank you. You know what I mean? Just again showing care. You know what I mean? But before all of this, bro, that just hit me while I'm talking, I think it's important to understand what a person sees as care. Because if I see care as one way and Janae sees care as a different way, and I'm doing all these things for her that are in my mind showing I care, and she's like, I don't really care about any of those things because that's not how I see care. So having that conversation with your partner before you just start attempting to care bomb them is also important.
Not love bomb, care bomb them. Jesus Lord. Let me jot that down because that was good. Jesus, not the care bomb. And I think this is good though, bro, because you said those things were a few of the things she said were surface or superficial, and for me they were deep.
Nice.
Bro,
that's good.
You know what I'm saying? And this is why the conversation needs to be had.
For sure.
That smile when you walk in the room, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it publicly.
Yeah.
Ain't that many people watching right now, so it's okay. But I told you a deal maker for me, is smiling, giddy energy when I see you. Even if you're having the worst day, I told you, if you get out the car, you see me and you're like, hi, I had the worst day ever. And then you come and you cry. But it's something about that. People who take into consideration the beginning of the time we're about to spend together, for me is, you know what I'm saying? And these are, and I'm wondering, I want to ask you, bro, because we did use the word, these are preferences, but is it a preference if you're not really choosing it? You can't even control your reaction to it. Is that still a preference, or is that just wiring?
Yeah, I would go more wiring because that's like knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been like, you know what I'd like to see? I just know that every time I experience it, it gets me.
Yeah.
And it's something that it sticks itself inside of my memory.
Yep.
Yeah, Rashonda said it's a need. And so like she said in the video, 10, 20 years down the line, are you going to be okay if that's not there? And everybody's different.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like I said, I don't want to discount what she was saying, because some of those things that she was saying for her, and like you said, for you, the smiling thing, those things are important. That's something that, and I get it. But do you think though, like when I said before that maybe the conversation should be had, how do you receive care? How do you give care? Conversation, just like we have sometimes about love. What are your love languages? Should you discuss with your partner, your whoever you're dating, your fiance, spouse, about, do you have care languages as well?
I think that there's a point in which you have the conversation close to when it becomes part of their responsibility because of who they are in your life. I don't think that I have those conversations with someone I'm dating because I'm not expecting, looking for, nor giving you points for doing these things.
Yeah.
I think at this point, just get to know me before. I like people to get, how'd they say it in that one post? I want to see how you feel about me before I identify how well you do what I need. Or it was something along those lines of just how well you follow instructions versus like, how do you really feel about me? Do you just like me as a person?
Right.
Some people are good at just doing homework.
Wow. Sheesh. That's true.
And don't have no interest in majoring in that class. They're just good students.
Damn.
And sometimes you think that someone, they just pay attention to all these details. They know all these things about me. That's their personality. That's not their interest.
That's how they are with everybody. God, dog. Yeesh.
Yo, you can mistake you can mistakenly think somebody's interested in you because their personality type is attentive and caring.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Ask some follow-up questions, ladies and gentlemen. Ask some follow-up questions. You got anything on Instagram over there?
Reggie said, what up, Reg? She said, what up, fellas? Back in action.
What up, dog?
Let's see what got anything on IG. We're good on that side.
Miss Princess Vic says someone's care language, new verbiage. I love it. Yeah, man. That care language and care bombing. Her mic. I do like her list though, bro. I like it.
Yeah.
You read the second and third one for me again?
Yeah. So no, because I don't know where it went.
Oh, okay. No worries. Let me see here.
Marry the guy who, and I'm actually talking marry him. I'm not talking situationship him. I'm not talking flirting with him. I'm talking marry that man. Number one, he looks at you like you are the most beautiful girl in the world. Not just when you're dressed up on a random freaking Tuesday when you come out of the shower with your hair all wet and you look like a wet rat. That look is not something that you settle without. Number two, he loves your smile. Like genuinely lights up when you laugh or smile. A man that is obsessed with making you happy will.
You on mute. These are good, bro. I think she just read a lot of the things that are on my list. Like when I've seen girls that I've dated, like fresh out the shower or no makeup, or like, and I just, I don't know if that's just a romanticizing side of me, but I just be smitten, bro.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I get smitten fast, but I also feel like and can verify that I don't choose quick.
That's true.
I don't choose quick.
That's true.
I take my time to choose.
That's true.
But once I choose,
nigga, matching outfits and everything.
I'm pretty much done for immediately.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. Oh my God. John said narcissists can study you and make you think they love you. They play the role. God.
Don't we know?
Where I might be going to the Philippines. Did I tell you?
Yes, Donovan. I
was talking to the pastor today at the church, and they might need missionaries. And I'm not going out there to marry nobody. I just might. I just sometimes feel like I just need a break from the culture.
If you came back married to a Filipino,
when your wife,
what I was about to say, welcome to the family, brother.
Sis, I didn't have nothing to do with that comment. That's your husband. I ain't gonna tell you what he said before the show started.
Wow. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Only if I get we can discuss it for that chicken sandwich. If we can work an arrangement.
Hilarious.
So I want to play another video, bro. And this one is, I think that a lot of people don't know how much they want to be cared for. I think they recognize they're not getting the care that they want in relationships.
Yeah.
But they don't recognize, they think that is, I want somebody to love me. And for a lot of people, it's starting to be understood that I really want someone to care for me, not just about me, but care for me. And here, when people get to that place, here is where their preferences become non-negotiable. And this is why some younger women like older men, and why some older men like younger women, or why people have their race preference, or why people have their financial status preference, because ultimately what they're looking for is a specific kind of care.
Facts.
And they think that this demographic of people can provide it better than others. So check this out.
Why are older men becoming more appealing to girls my age? Obviously, I have to address the first thing that came to mind and the huge elephant in the room. And it's that, oh, younger girls only want older men for their money. No. Not for me, and not for a lot of other girls in their 20s. Now, obviously, there is the exception to the rule, but that's not me. The biggest reasons as to why girls my age want older men is strictly because 1, they're just more respectful to women, 2, they're more loyal, and 3, they know what they want in life. It's not like, oh, this Saturday, let's go hit up this new bar. No, they have like a life plan, they know what they want, and they want to just settle down. That's what we want too. Why are older men because
respectful, loyal, and know what they want?
Respectfully, that sounds like an answer from a 20-something-year-old who has been in probably one relationship.
Let's talk about it, because for me, in my experience, Mike, when was the last time you dated a 20-year-old? Huh? 1984. Huh?
Peep this though. I know cats in their 50s and late 40s that are still doing YN stuff. So I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Why do
Like,
you know them?
I wasn't always who I am, brother. What you mean? What you mean, sir?
Listen, bro. When
Same reason you know him.
I don't know who you're talking about. So you're saying there's no weight to this. Younger women are liking older men because for the majority part, older men have a tendency to be more respectful, more loyal, and know what they want. I'm not talking about these one-offs, but for the majority of men who are older, who have taken the travel of maturing, isn't that where they usually end up?
So what I'm saying, so what I'm saying there's no real weight in is the assumption that because men are older that they have these things going on.
But you have to have some kind of assumption in this dating realm, because you're like, it's so many different kind of women and men to choose from. It doesn't seem odd for me for a woman to say in her 20s, like, I want to get an older guy, because if I'm just looking at trends and statistics and I'm looking at science and evolution, like something tells me that an older guy, I'm not saying I can't find a younger guy who has these things and that can be a one-off, but the idea is that as you get older, you have more experiences.
But that's the thing. I don't think women are looking at any of that. They're looking at the niggas that they've dated, the last 5 or 6 niggas that they dated, and grouping that and saying young niggas ain't shit. Because that's what a lot. Because I feel like the females that I've talked to or that have talked to me or have expressed, I'm gonna start dating older men. It's because what their experiences have been, or maybe what they've heard about from homegirls with guys their age or maybe younger, haven't worked out. So the next best thing is to A, go older, or B, go to a different race.
So, but this has been going on for decades, bro. This is not a new thing, right? And I think there's something there that I don't want to overlook, especially because of my experience. I've done 10 years older or younger than me, 15 years younger than me. And I've gotten feedback, or I knew ahead of time that they were looking for this loyalty and respect piece and this knowing what you want out of life. Like she says, when I was in my 20s, it was like, okay, what's the next party? What's the next thing? But in my 30s and in my 40s, there is a different kind of stability, right? So if I take away those specific things she said, and I said that an older man is more stable, would I be accurate in that assumption?
I'll say yes. I'll concede to. It's hard for me to say, bro. I would say they should be.
Okay.
Older men should be.
And for the most part, they are.
Okay. I can't make that assumption, but
That's
okay.
Wow, man. For the men that I know, the ones who are mid 30s and up are more stable. They've either had their heart broken to the place to where they stop looking at life from a selfish lens, or they just understand because of the time they spent on this earth what really matters.
Right.
So when they say that women and men mature at different ages, it almost makes sense for a woman in her 20s to be with a man in his 30s. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just for the large assumption through science that there's just a difference in the rate at which they mature.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going back to what we talked about in the beginning of this conversation. They want to be cared for a certain way. Now, think about older men who marry younger women. Your wife is what, 6 years younger than you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So younger is younger. oftentimes what I'm recognizing that there's certain traits. Like for me, I'm 46. My mom is like, okay, late 20s, mid 30s for you. And some people like, that's wild work, Don. You have no business being nobody in their mid 20s. But she was like, because I want her to be fertile. You know, it's not an assumption. Yes, older women can have children, but when I look at my age range, they either have had children and don't want to start over again, or have already started that biological process to where they can't, or is risky for them to have children. Or again, even looking at it throughout the lens of how I've preserved myself to kind of stay young and youthful, women might don't necessarily want to be as active and do a lot of, you know what I'm saying to you? And so I think that these assumptions are helpful depending on what they're based in, but it all comes back to how you want to be cared for. If you don't want to go through a whole bunch of drama as a woman, it might be wise for you to date a little bit older.
So why would that older man, more established, has something going for himself, has built a life for himself, want someone that hasn't experienced really any life? Not saying that no younger woman has, but you know, hasn't experienced real relationship, hasn't experienced you know any real type of.
I got you. I'm gonna answer it by saying this: experience doesn't always help. Sometimes it's that experience that you went through that got you jaded. I remember on this show, we asked, you know, it was 4 of us on here, would you want to marry a virgin? And a lot of guys are like, no, I don't want to marry one because she doesn't have experience in sex. And I think one of us was like, I would want to, because now I have a greater opportunity at molding or at a bonding with her, absent any other kind of interruptions that a one with experience would have. Just because someone has experience doesn't mean that they're better or more mature or more versed. And I think that that's something that we have to talk about when it comes to experience. That's not always the best thing. Like, you know, even with certain companies, they'd rather you just have a willingness and a basic understanding of how this works so that you can see how we do it here versus having to help you unlearn a lot of what you picked up from other experiences.
I hear you, and to an extent, I agree with you. I think for me, I'm probably a little biased because I was in a previous marriage and she was, I think, like 10 or 11 years younger than I was, 10 years, and I felt like I was training. I felt like, and it was. As an adult who has some things established, who's trying to now build, but I can't really build the way I want to because you don't get it. You don't understand. So then I have to teach you, try to build. So
I get it. So I think it comes back to, again, like what that man may be looking for. If he's looking to build and have like this power couple dynamic, then he would need somebody with some experience. You saw McGellan training day. He would need somebody with experience, but think about the man who's done all that building and really just wants, like she's saying, like, I just want some peace and stability. Like,
I feel that.
Somebody who just wants to enjoy life. I'm not looking for a power couple. I'm not looking to be the next Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying to you? And I think that's when people start saying, you know what, I just need a little Southern belle who wants to, you know, cook the fish when I bring it home after I've been fishing all day, who wants to, you know, homeschool the children and enjoy walks in the park or, you know, date nights or pottery. Like, I think that I'm not saying that is the blueprint for every woman or every
for sure.
Man.
No, yeah. I got you.
But again, this conversation is going back to, if you want to be cared for in a marriage a certain way, you do start looking at different categories of people and say, who might be the best, who might give me the best chance at having that kind of life.
Yeah, and honestly, if I'm being honest, I feel like that is kind of how you should look at it. You know what I'm saying? But I would just do your due diligence before you start making these type of decisions based on. I don't know how. Honestly, I wouldn't know how to go about it, bro. I just wouldn't.
It's a starting point, bro. That's it. It's a starting point. It doesn't mean that you gotta marry a younger one. No, you might just say, hey, I'm willing to go out and try this because it's an assumption. Sure. It's just like any other theory in science. You got to test it out.
Exactly.
Now, let me tell you from my experience, I think I've dated more people than you've had. or
Yeah.
talked to more people than you have.
Yeah.
And I've gone older and I've gone younger.
Yeah.
And I have recognized that there is something to be said for me and what I want out of life when it comes to going younger.
That's so crazy. I have the opposite experience. It was
But
older
I
for me.
don't think me and you are the same when it comes to when I look at your drive and your entrepreneurial ambition. I want nothing to do with that in my life. My nigga. People look at me and I know that these last 6 years of my life I've been involved in so much, and I could not wait for it all to slow down.
Yeah,
It's not what I wanted, bro.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be I remember for one time I did have it on my vision board to be the New York Times bestseller, million copies sold, traveling the world. That's really not my heart, bro. That is me trying to be a good steward over the gifts God gave me.
For sure.
Ask me what I want my wife, my children, my big house out on a big piece of land with a wraparound porch with 2 rocking chairs that we sit in every evening after dinner and talk and laugh.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for someone to try to help me figure out what's my next big $1 million idea. I'm the kind of person that's figuring out how much money do I need. I don't want to go above that because everything else above that is a liability.
I feel it.
I don't want to acquire as much as I can in this life. I want to enjoy as much as I can in this life. And that's no knock to you. I know that you got that drive and you do what you do.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we're different in that regard. That's why maybe even if she's not younger than me, at heart, that might serve me better.
Yeah, I could see that. Me knowing you and the type of person you are, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. Unless Granny's still spring tricking, then listen, she got a little hitch in her giddy up.
If I'm a grandpa and I got a hitch in my giddy up, so you never know, man. You never know. But I like that video a lot, bro, because it does talk. You have a lot of women wondering why men are going younger, and sometimes they're trying something out. They're trying something out because that demographic has a tendency to have less experience to struggle with. Sometimes, a cleaner slate is easier, and even that comes down to like different interracial dating.
Yeah.
Sometimes because they don't understand the plight that you've been through culturally, it does bring about a different kind of dynamic in the relationship that could be more enjoyable for people who are looking for that. Some people are looking for someone to partner with that they can be civil rights activists together. So it makes sense that they would need to know you culturally and be able to bond with you culturally, because there's things that I want to do as a couple for our culture.
Yeah.
But other people, they just feel like that was the skin I was born in, but it's bigger than that for me.
Yeah, solid. That's legit. Yeah.
All right. So check this video out right here, bro.
Let's get it.
Jesus Lord. You know what? No, I'm not even going to the video yet. I'm gonna go to this one right here.
All right.
So this post says, "Stop trying to be chosen and start choosing." Stop trying to be chosen and start choosing. If we're having a conversation tonight about you love me, but you don't care for me, at some point you have to start to ask yourself, I'm choosing the person that's not caring for me.
Yeah.
Let me say it the other way. I'm waiting for this person to choose me and then complaining that they're not caring for me the way that I want to be cared for, when I could have chosen who I wanted, who I knew would care for me the way that I wanted to be cared for. But not everybody, but a lot of people are stuck in this place of I want to be chosen, and I think we're forgetting the power of choosing and how that influences our dating experience and our marital experience, to know that I chose what I wanted instead of trying to make myself excited about what chose me.
You hit the nail on the coffin, and I would go as far as to say, even though this may cancel Christmas for maybe this to help the podcast, I wouldn't say a lot of people are looking to be chosen. I think women have been taught and told that they are supposed to be chosen, and they're willing. They might see a guy on this side, man, I like him. He has all the things that I've been looking for, but he not really, paying attention to me or whatever the case may be. But then here come this knucklehead. He all over me. And he chose me. So I'm going to just go with him because he chose me.
It's wild. You're complaining about your experience in this relationship. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that instead of choosing who you wanted, you waited for someone to choose you.
And then you make a choice to stay in the thing that you don't want to be in. Because
you felt chosen. But I think, I'm not against you wanting to feel chosen, but I don't want us to just totally devalue the power of choice.
Yes.
You can choose what you want and have the experience you've been waiting for.
Yeah, man.
And I think you said it earlier in the show, just because you're waiting to be chosen doesn't mean that you don't also want to choose. I think that they both deserve equal value, though. So what does that look like practically, Mike? If someone's sitting back waiting to be chosen, it does look like maybe you're the initiator. If you're already dating someone and you're waiting for them to choose you, I think you're in a good space to ask yourself, do you really want this person before they decide to choose you?
Or how long am I going to stay in this relationship, waiting for them to choose me?
So I'm gonna go one step further. How long am I gonna stay in here before I know if I would choose them? Facts. I think a lot of times people are in these spaces with someone that they would have never chosen, or they don't plan to choose, but they still want to feel chosen. I think that needs to be its own episode. Wow. We talk about this idea of being chosen, because I think it's picked up so much steam over the years, and we're not taking a good enough amount of time to remember how wonderful it is to have choice, because back in the day, women didn't have a choice.
Right. For sure.
They were for sure chosen. Like a slave was chosen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Whether they wanted to be or not.
Yeah.
So I have a question, since we're on the whole topic of care and being chosen. Are we choosing partners based on how they care about you, or are we choosing partners based on what they can do for you, or he said he loves me, or things of that nature? Do you think that today, or have you seen, because I know you're a life coach, have you come across couples that you feel, or they said that I chose this person because they care about me in this kind of way? Or are you just seeing, oh, well, I chose her because she looked like this, or I chose her because she had this going for her. You know what I'm saying? Is care even mentioned in the choosing realm these days, or has it ever been?
So in my coaching experience, I'll answer from that lens first. Care comes up much later. Care comes up after they're in a relationship. That's when people start to look for how you care for me.
That's interesting. That's interesting, though.
Yeah, it should. I think that it should be in the beginning.
Right.
Like, not how you care for me, but how do you care in general?
Right. How do you care for your homeboy? How do you care for your homegirls? How do you care for your damn dog? How do you care for your mother?
So in my book, Before the I Do, I wrote in there that when someone says that they love you, look at something else that they say that they love and see how they treat it.
Yeah.
Still good practical wisdom.
It is, brother. It is. It is. But unfortunately,
Allie is funny. Allie said there's a lot of Filipino women here in Oklahoma to choose from. I can schedule the meet and greet.
That's funny.
I was talking about going to the Philippines for mission work, not missionary work.
Hello.
Amber said, I feel like the frozen chosen personally. Tell me more about that. So on Instagram, let's see, we got a few things on here. Miss Princess Vic said, I think many waiting to be chosen are settling for who chose them. She said, guilty. Had to choose me and leave the trash on the curb. Jesus. John said, is that like loving someone and being in love with someone? The difference between the two? Dang. And then Rashonda said, I saw a post that said this generation of women are the first to choose a man based on character, and we're all single.
I feel like this, bro. This is you wanna know, I'm glad Rashonda said that though. But you know how I feel about this? The reason why a lot of women are single, because you always hear there's no more good men, this and that. I know good men. I know one good man for sure that's on the podcast. And he's also single. So if you got good men saying I'm single because this reason, and then you got good women saying I'm single because of this reason, it can't be because there's no more good men or good women. I think maybe where you looking, the people that you're choosing is the problem, not the shortage of good men or good women. And I think that a lot of women are single because they're sitting back waiting to be chosen.
When you could have what you want.
Go get what you want.
Go get what you want. You're waiting to be chosen when you have the power to choose what you want and have your happily ever after. Instead, you're waiting for someone to choose you, and now you're stuck with seeing if who chose you can give you what it is you've been dreaming of.
And 6 cats.
I'm hating it. All right. Let's do this then.
I'm hating it. It's crazy.
We had Amber said, I lay low and don't feed into being chosen anymore. I'm tired of being disappointed. And for me, I had to, and Mike knows this, I had to switch my lens, my filter, because I got burned out on all this relationship talk. I told Mike, I said,
big time.
Can we change? Maybe this will help into anything but relationship talk. I was burned out, and it was because I was taking it in. My filter got clogged up, and I was taking a lot of stuff way too serious. Like, it was either just conversations, because God's like, I already settled your soul. Why are you letting these topics unsettle you? And I said, how did you settle my soul? God said, I told you. The answer for you is that you just have to wait your turn. All these conversations you're having with other people and their struggles are not your struggles. So the exhausted you're feeling is because you're looking for some kind of conviction in these conversations and clarity in these conversations, but I've already given it to you. You just have to wait your turn. So enjoy having these conversations. Talk people through what their personal struggles might be. Have fun talking to Mike about these, nuances and whatnot. But the answer still remains the same. When it's your turn, it'll be your turn, and nothing you can say, do, or conceptualize is going to change that. And it gave me a renewed strength to come on here every Sunday, and an ease, bro. Yeah. It's like, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't leave the episode feeling like, man, the topics don't get me riled up. It's just like, it's okay, it's okay. I don't know what your personal conviction is, but it allows me, and I think that my thoughts and even my insight, or maybe my guidance as a coach, comes through a lot more clearly when I'm consistently regulated in these regards.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man. Rashonda said, I am the bride of Christ. I am chosen. We got to have a separate conversation with Rashonda, because she dates the younger men, while most women are dating the older man. Talk to her about her philosophy.
Come on, Stella. Yeah.
Oh man, this is good. All right. Since when are you gonna behave, Kerry?
For sure. When I saw it, I was like, knock it off. Knock it off.
All right. So our next post. Actually, before I do the next post, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you guys so much for rocking with us every week. I'd always want to give you guys an opportunity to donate to what we're doing. We're fully transparent. It's $88 a month for us to stay on this podcast. When you guys don't help me, I might just pull it out of our own pockets, but we always want to give you an opportunity to help us stay on the air and stay motivated to stay on the air. So go to our Cash App, $ maybe this will help. $ maybe this will help. That is our Cash App. And if you don't have Cash App, you can shoot us a DM at our Instagram account, and we can find a way for you to donate, either Zelle or some other kind of way. So with that being said, I will go back to our post for tonight and get into the next one. All right. So I'm about to make a pivot here, Mr. Michael.
Let's go.
There was a lot of heart talk this week amongst myself, just, me and God. And I included a few friends into it. Then I ended up putting up a post online about what it really means to love someone and care for someone. What happens when you care for the person that you love? And through conversation, I ended up in this place of it went from guard your heart above all else, because from it flows issues of light, to from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And as I was looking in those two verses in particular, that guard your heart was really talking about what you let in, because it changes how you love. It impacts how you can love other people. And one of the biggest things that came to me while I was going through these studies of from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, and guard your heart, is that if you love someone, you don't want to see them suffer.
For sure.
And you for sure don't want to be the cause of their suffering. But too often in relationships and marriages, there's this spirit, this vindictive spirit, this get even spirit that shows up inside of disagreements. And it's almost like an invitation for pettiness to show up. And in the culture that many of us live in, pettiness is celebrated.
It is.
And it's one of the major reasons for division between those who should be united. And it really made me think, if I really love someone and I've allowed that branch of care to stem from this love, I want to protect them.
Yes.
And sometimes that means I want to protect them from me.
Yes.
And there's ways that I can be that I never want you to experience. So I'm guarding my heart, which means that I'm not going to follow every person online, not because you feel disrespected, but because of what they're pouring into me might change how I love you. I'm not going to listen to every song because it may poison some part of my mentality. So next time I deal with you, I'm dealing with you from more of a place of what have you done for me lately, because I heard it in a song, versus remembering how much you've done over the years. And so I put together this post. I'm not going to read the caption I put on there, but this post that I put up, and I want us to have a quick little discussion about it because there's some supporting things coming with it. There are things you simply can't do towards someone you truly love. Love limits what you permit yourself to do with your anger, fear, ego, frustration, or pain. So I want to start off first by asking, do you think that's even true or valid?
Nah, I think it's I think it's true. I also believe that when we're talking about things that love won't allow you to do, I think we also need to know, how that person views love, how they've received love coming up, because you may say, if you raise your voice, you don't love me. But I may have grown up in a household where they slapping each other, kicking each other across the room, cussing at each other, and raising your voice. That don't mean you don't love me. That means you just may be upset. You just may be mad. You know what I'm saying? So I think before we say there's certain things that love won't allow you to do, I think we got to gauge who the audience is. You know what I'm saying?
So let's have this conversation, because I'm going to push back a little bit against that, because I don't necessarily agree with love being the behavior that we're discussing versus the intent. The intention.
Okay.
So love, when I look at it through the lens of what you're saying, it wouldn't be so much about the raising of the voice versus now that you know that's an issue for me.
Right.
Do you try to justify what you're doing, or
right,
do you make the adjustment?
Okay.
Because the intention is not for me to pull you into the world that I come from, but it's for me to love you properly and do my best not to be the cause of any suffering. Now that could mean that I could have a conversation with you and say, "Hey, when I do this, that's not what it means," and that could be the cure for you.
Yeah.
But I'm
yeah.
not having that conversation to convince you. It's just to share with you. And if at the end of that conversation you still feel some type of way about it, then here comes the opportunity to care.
Good. Yeah,
Because Mike told me by text, we were talking about it. It said, love is love, but care is in the details. I think that's how you said it.
Mhm.
You said
Mhm.
love is love, but care is in the details that you consider.
Mhm.
And that's how we got to our conversation
Mm.
around, dang, you can't really care for someone who you're not considering. And I think
Mm.
that is the branch.
That's so good.
That's the bridge. Like you can
God.
love someone, but if you don't consider them, then you won't care for them properly, because
Yeah.
care starts with the consideration.
Yeah.
What do you think, bro?
No, I mean, yeah, like you said, we discussed it briefly through text, but there's some things, even in me and Janae's dating relationship, where some things I had to come to realization, like, yeah, I love this woman, but how I'm acting, things I'm doing, or I had to question if I really cared, not necessarily for her, but for her and even for the relationship as it stood. You know what I'm saying? Did I care for the relationship? Because if I did, like you just said, you would handle it with care. You would
And that
handle it
means-
with consideration.
There
You
it
would
is.
consider, how is this action? How is this what I'm saying right now? How is what I'm not saying and what I'm not doing? How is this going to affect my partner? That's when we can start to say.
Instead of trying to justify what I'm
Yeah.
doing and why I'm doing
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
I'm considering, which means that you may get it wrong sometimes. And when your partner
Yeah.
says you don't have to say it like that, you at a crossroad. Well, you didn't have to hear it like that. Versus, because
Yeah.
the person I love, I might say it that way, but the person I care about also, I might say, you know what? Let me think about that, because I have to remember that I can't control how you interpret what I'm doing, but I care about how you interpret what I'm doing.
Bro,
That's the difference.
A real life, real time scenario. Me and Janae, and we just were talking about it in the car, because I asked her, we were coming home from the movies. I said, what's one thing that I've done recently that has just irritated you or gotten under your skin, and it really bothered you? And so we were talking about it, and so she mentioned an instance a couple weeks ago. She was telling Denham, or she was having a conversation with Denham, and I inserted myself in the conversation. And I said something a certain way, and her tone changed in the conversation. And so once Denham left, we had to sit down and have a conversation about it, because I'm like, listen, no, I can't, you can't, we can't, do that. And then she said, oh, well, the reason my tone changed was because of but it was all conversation. It was, which I think is important, because what we're saying here is not stifle how you feel
At all.
out of consideration.
No.
You can feel how you feel, but the thing is the way you express that. The thing is, okay, like you just said, let's talk about why you even felt that way to begin with. Because at the end of the day, bro, it may just have been a big misunderstanding. But if we fly off the handle, I don't care about that, or I don't. Or if we try to impose our will in that situation, to me, that's when things start going downhill.
So check this out. Let's hear from a therapist.
Let's get it.
Therapist said, I heard a therapist say, your feelings are always valid. Your behavior is not. She explained by saying, feel what you feel, but you need to be accountable for what you do as a result of those feelings.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
We're not saying repress your feelings, shut your mouth, quiet down, don't be honest, don't be authentic. But we are saying that there is an accountability that you need to be aware of for how you choose to let those feelings be expressed towards the person that you say that you love. And like me and Mike discussed earlier this week, The consequence remains long after the moment that you made the choice in.
Yeah, that one's gonna stick with me for a while. That's so good. Sheesh. And you know, bro, what has helped me in my walk with caring for my relationship and caring for Janae is intentionally being sensitive to what it is she needs in the relationship. Not from me, just what do you need in the relationship to be whole in the relationship? And I feel like if these spouses and partners become sensitive to their partner, I feel like they would see a lot of growth in the relationship. Not assuming, not just be sensitive. Maybe sit back and just watch and try to understand and ask some questions without assuming you know the answer. You know what I mean? Oh, she like flowers, so I know she gonna like these roses. Just for example. No, my nigga. No. Learn your partner.
That's good.
And then keep learning your partner.
So Rashonda said, is it even love if you don't consider them? I want to say yes.
So that's what I'm leaning toward, but I want to
I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying yes. I'm gonna read to you what I put under the post.
Let's get it.
So this post says, I'm learning that love isn't known by how deeply I feel something. Sometimes it's known by what I refuse to do with what I feel. I can be angry and still choose not to be cruel. I can be frustrated and still choose not to disrespect you. I can be hurt and still decide not to weaponize what I know about you. That doesn't mean I'll always get it right. I'm still growing too. But I do believe the presence of love naturally sets boundaries around our worst impulses. Because, and here's the part, the more I embrace the reality that I love you, the more love will continue to mature me until certain versions of my anger, ego, fear, frustration, and pain lose permission to reach you. So I want to tell
Rashonda, hold on. That's come on, good brother, good bar.
good brother, good bar, man. Yo, so I'm gonna respond to that, but I'm gonna tell Rashonda real quick. I say yes because I think that it's a maturing process.
Yeah.
I said it earlier in the podcast. You love someone, but the surrender of letting love work through you towards someone is a process. And it's going to be a maturing because it's the surrendering to love. Love is a force. And the more you surrender to it, the more it works through you to reach your partner. Now, going back to what you just said, said about the celebratory around, the post I put together, it stemmed from me being in a lot of situations not feeling cared for.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm like, damn, do you care about me or only what I can do for you? Do you care about me? You tell me you love me, but do you care about me? When I say me, do you care about my hopes, my dreams, my desires, my wants, my needs? Some people say, oh my God, I love that car, but I'm not about to put 91 in there. I'm only putting 89 there. That's ridiculous. I'm not about to change the tires every time I get an oil change. That's ridiculous. I'm not washing that car every week. That's ridiculous. But you love it.
And remember in that text, I said, I love my car, but the difference between love and care is the difference between going to the gas station, driving it through, and then caring being the detail. Am I going to get that extra, $150 detail? Am I going to clean the inside? Am I going to get the carpet shampooed? Am I, you know what I mean? As opposed to just driving it through the car wash.
Let me tell you something, bro, that hit me while I was at the spa yesterday, that I guess it's all tying together why this care word has come up so big for me. Man, I was talking to chat. No, me and Claude. Me and Claude was having a conversation. Just about, kind of stuff I've been doing recently, last 5 years.
Yeah.
Claude told me, Jesus. Something completed. Okay, what? Okay. Providing transfer. Okay. Whew. So I did 20 episodes of this podcast,
hmm
and I told you that each episode felt like a therapy session.
For sure.
But this is something I've been working on for the last 6 years.
Mhm.
Claude told me that these last 6 years you've been proving, producing, and transforming pain into content.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
I put the topics
heavy.
into Claude, and I told Claude, I said, these are the topics for the episodes. But I said, I talked about molestation. I talked about
Yeah.
abortion. I talked
Yeah.
about disappointments from my grandmother. I talked about losing my identity because somebody broke up with me. I talked about thinking a child was mine and it wasn't. I talked, you know what I'm saying? I talked about not growing up with a father and wondering about my identity, finally getting to know him having a stroke and forgetting me. You know what I'm saying? I talked about all these chances I had to try to get married and where I messed up and then where I felt fumbled. You know what I'm saying? I talked about feeling like I have to prove myself to God and paying a penance, all these things, trying to make it in a career. Nobody really wanted me to. I said, and once I told you, Mike, once I finished all these episodes, I felt complete. I felt like it was all worth it.
Yeah.
I felt like all the pain that I had been through had now been encapsulated in a beautiful way. And once they're done finishing it, it's gonna go out into the world and it's gonna bless somebody. And I felt complete. Like I can just go on to glory now. I'm good.
Yeah.
But when it said that you had taken pain and made it into content, something about that just it set me further down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now I'm looking at, me, and I was talking to my mentor, talking to one of my friends, talking to Claude, and it was like, you're questioning now that you've done all this. You never thought that you'd be where you are in life without a family, without your
Mhm.
wife and your children. I have a family, but without my wife and my children. And it's
Yeah.
like, now you're questioning if you still need that or if you can still handle it. Have you outgrown it? Are you too old for it? Like all those kind of things. And
For
they said,
sure.
are you looking for marriage? Do you still need it in the children, or is it just companionship? And I'm like, golly. So of course, this is gonna be our discussion for Tuesday. I was like, it's the companionship. And it's like, so what makes it companionship? And it wasn't love, bro. It was care. And so that's where all this started really bubbling up for me, and why it's such a hot topic for tonight's episode, bro. Yeah, man.
That's a hell of a revelation. Dang. All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. That's gonna be good. Yeah. That's gonna be. Yeah. All right.
I'm moving
Wow.
on.
Yeah. Let's.
So how about, oh man, how about this right here? You remember this post? What have you done this week to make you a better lover, non-sexual? And so when we're thinking about people genuinely want to be cared for,
Yeah.
if they had to choose between someone loving you and feeling cared for, I think that even though they should be so close, it's hard to differentiate between the two. I think a lot of people feeling that lack in their relationship of care. And so when I ask this question, what have you done this week to make you a better lover, non-sexual? We are still talking about caring for the person that you're with. How would you answer that question, bro?
It's so interesting because when I first read it, I think that you can do things outside of your relationship to make you a better, like the post said, lover, that will then translate to you becoming a better person for your partner, if that makes sense. So lately in the gym, I've been purposely giving compliments, male and female. I've been purposely
I haven't
helping
gotten
people.
one. Just to let you guys know, I haven't gotten one compliment.
I didn't say nothing about the rear delts.
You did. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
I've been purposely stopping my workout, helping people if they got bad form. But what it's doing for me is it's even bro, you will be proud of me. So yesterday, I'm a story time. Yesterday, I'm leg day. I did a leg day yesterday. And so I'm in the gym and I'm on my leg press. So I got like all the 45s. And so a guy comes to the what's the machine right next to the leg press where you put the belt on? The belted squat machine?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I see him kind of looking around. He's looking at my rack and he's like, dang. So I stopped what I was doing. I went and found him 45 plates, took them to him, and helped him put them on. Completely stopped my workout. So he wants to go up. So maybe like 3 or 4 sets go by. He's like, dang, I want to go up, but I can't. So again, stop my workout, help him find more. So what my point is, bro.
I am proud, bro. I am very proud of you.
In my mind, I'm like, nobody knows what's happening right now but me. Nobody knows what's going on. But what I'm attempting to do is, like the post said, it's so funny you put up that post, is be a better lover. Because what that does is now when I get home and get to my wife, now I've been practicing that all day. So now it's easy at home. I've been doing it all day.
That's good.
People bro, in traffic, people want to get over. I could easily speed up and you can wait and get behind me. Slow down. Go ahead and get over. Just practicing being a good lover. So that can translate into every other aspect of my life, including my relationship.
Bro, that's such a good practical way. Mm-hmm. So when someone says, "What have you done this week to make yourself a better lover?" Non-sexual, it is in those things that you do considering other people.
Yep.
Because to be a better lover, you have to increase in your consideration of others.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was about to end the show. Listen, what else we need to do tonight? What more do y'all want from us? Golly. The Bible says what, brother? Tell them.
I'm going to find the exact verse so I don't misquote it.
Man, I'd have had this air back here in the man cave on 2 hours before the podcast. It's still hot in here.
Jesus, man.
Sheesh.
God, okay, I can't find it right now, but in essence, what we're talking about is esteeming others above yourself.
Yes, exactly.
When you take time to consider other people, it does help make you a better lover, especially in the areas and towards the people that you really want to be a better lover for. But I have to say this, bro, it's going to be hard to do if you still feel incomplete within yourself. It's hard for a person who doesn't feel or hasn't felt the completeness of God.
For sure.
Or from God, to put themselves in a headspace to feel like they can consider others above themselves, that I can go out of my way for others because I'm operating from this deficit mindset. I need everything I can get my hands on. But I'm telling you, something about that relationship with God that makes you start to experience an immediate completion because of him, and also an overflow to where you're looking for opportunities to consider other people.
Yes.
And so that's just all the outside work. So when it comes to your spouse, your heart is already primed for considering others above yourself.
Come on, man.
So when you get home and your partner didn't do what they said they were going to do, it's
come on, man.
It's not as big as an issue as it used to be when.
Bruh, so what I was telling you about before with me and Janae's situation, when she texted me, is this okay? My first response, yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had already been doing the work before that even came about.
Yep.
And wow, this is going to be a good talk on Tuesday. It's a good talk now, but bruh.
Ali said companionship is truly beautiful. Yeah, and companionship built on consideration. Look who's in the house, bro.
GB. GB, are you with me? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. No, that was GP. Sorry. Nah, you good. My bad. Genji, what up?
Wow. GB, are you with me? Is diabolical, my guy. That's
man.
good, man. I
Yeah,
think
bro.
that was the point of this whole show.
Yeah, bro. It's, oh man.
To be a better lover, to make sure that your partner can verify that you love them through the care you give them, is all starting with consideration, which
That's it.
can't begin until you experience the completeness
Come
of
on.
having God in your life. Like nothing else fills that void. But once that void is filled, I'm not saying you can't consider others, but it makes it a lot
Right.
easier once you feel that contentment, that deep completeness because of his presence in your life, man.
Because of the consideration that he gives you.
That was good, man. So what did I do this week to be a better lover? Non-sexual.
Calf raises. Oh, non-sexual. Sorry.
Wore a crop top to the gym. That's what.
There's only a select few that love that, and I was not one of them.
Considering others, my guy. All right, hold on. I think Ferguson Marv just sent it to me. So that's Philippians. What is it? 2:3. Yeah, doing nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, rather in humility, value others above yourselves. Bruh, if that's not where we start, bro, to become a better lover, I don't know where else to start. So, with all this being said, check this out. You don't need more time to heal. You actually need more experiences that show your nervous system a different reality. One more time. You don't need more time to heal. You actually need more experiences that show your nervous system a different reality.
Break it down. Give me, yeah.
Okay,
yep.
Cool. I'm going to tell you why this is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to heal after you've had a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
It only healed what was hurt, but the belief has not changed that. Dang, what happened?
I have no idea. We back on.
Okay, cool. But the belief and the understanding has not shifted, which is where I think the battlefield is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my belief and my perspective of the situation. But if I can have healthy experiences to combat the toxic experiences, that's a different kind of reset that you don't get from healing.
Yeah.
Healing is just recovery. And I think that this insight you get from being able to have real lived experiences that are contrary to past experiences, I think that opens you up to being able to live a whole different kind of life versus just getting recovery from the same toxic life you can't seem to break the cycle of.
That's good.
And so when I look at this, what do I hear? You don't need more time to heal. You actually need more experiences that show your nervous system a different reality. I hear start dating out of your zip code. I hear be willing to travel and go a little bit further. I hear have another look at your preferences and ask yourself, are they really non-negotiable, or can I try something new? I think that sometimes we keep expecting this outcome or this greatness from an experience or from a group of people or from a certain dynamic that is habitually and consecutively and consistently shown us that this is not what they do
at all.
And I believe, in that one chance and that nuance, but at the same time, our nervous system, I think, is not needing the same kind of healing our heart does. I think it's a belief that I need to get out of just in my head and my hope. I need to experience it. Have you ever had a healthy relationship? Have you ever had an ex that you wouldn't mind being friends with after it didn't work out or it didn't turn into marriage? Have you ever been in a situation with someone and you guys like both just your first instinct was to forgive? I think that these experiences impact us in a way that just regular healing and recovery don't. I think it does wonders for our nervous system because when it shows up, your nervous system never having positive or healthy experiences is what makes you tend to go towards panic so quick. It's also what makes us gives us a greater tendency to slip into paranoia.
It does.
So if your nervous system never gets a positive or healthy experience, when things are going good, you're going to think that it's only a matter of time before they go bad because you've never experienced the good or the healthy.
Damn.
I'm not saying that that's your fault.
No,
I'm just saying that we got to put ourselves in situations to have a greater chance at experiencing the things that we want and stop thinking that everybody else is doing this to me and start recognizing that I have the power to choose where and who I date, where and who I become friends with, where and who I decide to get employed by, where I choose to live. I can move to a whole different side of town.
Yep.
I don't care if people call me a sellout. I can move to a whole different state. I don't care if they're not the most culturally aware or the most trendy or the most popular or they don't have a beach. Like, it's some of these things that are not a big deal are keeping you in environments that will never serve you.
That's good, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's good, man. That's good, man.
Me and Mike said before the show, let me look at these. She said I'm done. That's not what we're gonna do. Not adding anybody to the stream. I was gonna say those sexual y'all. Wait a minute. What we talking about, Jen? You don't come over here starting trouble.
What she say?
I was gonna say those sexual y'all.
I think she was talking about your calves.
Okay,
yo, sexual ass calves, nigga.
Wow. Okay. What I was gonna do. It's 9:37. Me and Mike were talking about ending the show early tonight, just because it's been a long week, and we still might do it. But I wanna put this video up, bro, because we told people last week that we were gonna give them this video and have a discussion about it. I'm not saying we got to go till 10 o'clock, but let's at least touch on the video like we said that we would.
I guess if we can.
For the emotionally immature person, reality is really pretty optional. Meaning that if I'm an emotionally immature person, I'm going to interpret life through the lens of how it makes me feel. So if you say to me, and I'm an emotionally mature parent, Mom, I don't want you stopping by without calling first. Okay, to me, that feels like I've been slapped. That feels like I'm not loved. And so I might say something like, oh, well, I must just be the worst mother ever if I can't stop by to see my own daughter. Okay, which makes you crazy, because that's not at all what you said, and that's not at all what you meant. But because of the egocentrism and because of that emotional way of interpreting reality, what I feel is what I know to be true.
Andy, who is that young lady? Because she was cooking. You agree with what she said, Dr.
I do. I see people unravel all the time when boundaries are set.
So the reason I think that we put this video up last week for today's discussion is because in the last few months, we have spent a good amount of time talking about the demise of relationships over small misunderstandings is due to the fact that too many of us are over personalizing situations. We're making things more about us than they are or than they need to be. So what did you think? I saw you smile when the lady said, oh, I must be a horrible mom if I can't come see that interpretation through emotions.
Oh, I feel like I'm a much more mature parent now, but I even still go through emotions when, I ask Denham a question and he doesn't want to really talk to me about it. It's difficult for me, or even I think I told you this before, or I'll tell him something and then you'll come over and you'll say the same thing and y'all will sit down and have a fucking conversation about it. You know what I'm saying?
What are you hearing in those moments?
I'm hearing my son doesn't want to talk to me because I'm not a good enough parent. I'm hearing somewhere I failed, because if I was a good father, then he wouldn't have any problem opening it up to me first. You know what I mean? But in my mature mind, I'm hearing he admires his Uncle Donnie, and his Uncle Donnie speaks to him in a way that I may not, or reaches him in a way that I may not be able to. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? That's my mature mind. But like she said, even with your mature mind, those thoughts, they still come.
I think it's interesting. I think that, and here's a place that I have to check myself, and I have to ask myself, have I been patient enough in my previous dating situations? Because I remember the first few dating experiences I had with people who interpreted through their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very discouraging. It was very discouraging back then. But you know, trying to push through it, but not really giving language to what my issue was with it. Just like, I hope they never do that again. I hope they never do that again. What happened is that over time, my tolerance for it got less and less. And now I'm older and I can give language to it.
Right.
But my tolerance is so short for it that at the first sign of it, I'm like, nah.
Don't even want to go down that road.
I don't even want to have the conversation. And so I have to ask them, am I giving the persons that I'm with now a chance, or are they still dealing with the debt and the exhaustion? Yeah, the exhaustion caused by the people from the past. Because I think it's a struggle. I think the part that makes it more exhausting for us is when we think that it's a personal attack, when we think that it's malicious, that you're intentionally trying to misinterpret what I'm doing, versus recognizing, like when you said, it could just, misinterpretation sometimes can come from a really good heart, man.
That's so true. That's so true.
It can come from a lack of a heart that has not been cared for, or a heart that has not been, like you said, matured when it comes to its emotions. But that happens through experience as well. So I think I said it earlier on one of my posts on my story, like, you know, be patient with them. And Mike sent me a message and he said, to what extent? And I told you, until you don't have any more patience.
That's good. Yeah, solid.
I don't
solid.
Yeah, like if you have more in you and you walk away, then you could have stayed a little bit longer.
That's so good. That's so
you know
good.
What I'm saying to you? But now that's up to me knowing, like,
your limit.
If you look at the gas gauge on your car, E is not really E.
You a nigga for real.
And some of us know that because we are horrible.
Habitual.
But E is telling you, like, yo, this is it, man. You're like, this is when you should really stop the car. But can I go? We want to see how far can I really go?
Yeah.
So I think E is letting you know that there is more gas, but if you cross this line, you're going to start damaging the car, even if it's still running. And so I think for some of us, when it comes to patience, that we need to have that same kind of gas gauge. Like, yeah, I know I have a little bit more, but this last little bit is keeping me from damaging myself. And I'm gonna use this to get to the gas station. Or I'm gonna use this to make my transition out of this relationship.
Because if I don't use it now,
I'm about to break down. We should turn, maybe this will help, into like a AAA service for relationships.
Listen, brother. Seriously. Either AAA or a gym for relationships. Either one.
Oh,
God, man. That's so good.
But going back to this, man, I think that even with me, I love having Tuesday check-in time with you, because I know that I can be that way too. I can see a person act in a certain way because of the disappointments I've experienced in my life, and emotionally interpret it instead of asking the question. Hey, that makes me feel like a bad parent. And I know it because some of the spats that I've gotten into in my relationships have been around, like, I've done nothing to give you the evidence that I would even, I'm a good guy. Like, these are and I remember I can hear in my head the people on the other side of the phone saying, I never said you weren't.
That's crazy.
Well, why don't you trust me? You say you don't trust him, and I've done nothing. It's like, I never said you did anything. So I'm interpreting through emotions, internalizing and over personalizing the situation, making it about me when the person is just like, this situation does this to me, not you. And I think that when I sit with you and I have these conversations, that is how my emotions are allowed to, or get the chance to mature.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good.
We get to call each other and not call each other out. Like, one thing I appreciate about our brotherhood is that when you or I catch each other
Mhm.
in a I told you so moment,
Mhm.
we never capitalize on it.
No. Oh no.
It's never an I told you moment. It's almost like we both recognize what it feels like to be in that situation, and the person still treats you with a sense of care. Like,
Yeah.
I've been telling you this for 3 months, and you know it. You can see it in my tears that I remember you saying it, and you look at me and say, "But we're gonna be all right."
Yeah.
There's no need for me to say I told you so. And there's something beautiful about having friends in your life who don't need to mark that off, who don't need to have that win in the conversation because they want to be right that bad.
I feel like that's a part of care. Those are friends that care about your emotional well-being in those moments.
They're esteeming you above their desire to want to say, like, man, you should listen to me, man. I've been trying to tell you. Now they're over personalizing the moment.
Right. Golly, right.
Yeah. And they
yeah. 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 That is. It really
I think
is.
that if there's any takeaway from this conversation for ourselves and the audience tonight, is to just be mindful when you hear something that wasn't said. Ask yourself, where is that coming from?
Just repeat it one more time for the people in the back. God.
I think it's important for us to be mindful when we hear something that wasn't said, because that voice or that thought that got access to you came from somewhere. And I think that if you've made a healthy choice in a partner or a friend, it's okay to say, when you said that, here's what I heard. And have a conversation around, I know you didn't say that, but that's what I keep hearing in this moment. And see where that conversation gets you versus you trying to defend yourself against an attack that never really happened. Not from that person, at least.
Clarifying questions. So I know you said XYZ. Is this what you meant? Oh, no, I didn't. That's not how. Cool. Or, yeah, that is how I meant it. Either way, it's still a healthy conversation.
Yeah, man.
And not just me assuming that because my wife said, you know, she wasn't making tacos tonight, that what she really said was, I want a divorce.
Bruh.
like no, but it's extreme.
Did you see those posts on they be on social media, and you got a wife coming on with her camera and saying, so my husband said he wants a divorce, and then here he is in the background. All I said is that we got to send the Amazon stuff back. All I said, we got to send it back. She said, exactly. You want a divorce.
It's funny and it's extreme, but I feel like that's really what it is when you're thinking only on emotion, or when you're reacting only based on the emotions that you feel.
So, but this is the takeaway for me personally. I need to hold space for that, because people are going to come into the dating and relationship and marriage arena still probably working through those things. And so it's important to have an emergency account of patience, an emergency account of care for situations just like that, to where, like, especially for me, I need to make myself aware that just because I marry someone doesn't mean they're never going to misinterpret what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I don't, that's about to be a hard life for them.
For sure, brother. For sure.
So I need to prepare myself to have those conversations and not immediately think I married wrong because this person misinterprets my actions or doesn't see what I'm trying to do and can't trust me. That I don't need to immediately think like, man, I waited my whole life and now I done ruined it by marrying this person. I'm not gonna get a divorce, and now what was the point? And I didn't rob myself of every bit of motivation and discipline to stay a healthy husband, right?
Bruh, don't I know it? Don't I know it, brother?
Well, tell your wife. Gingy said not making tacos is divorce activity, though. I'd
like for sure. For sure.
But Gingy, in all fairness, there's this, huh?
Are you about to talk about this chicken sandwich?
I am, yes. It's not just a chicken sandwich. There's this chicken Caesar salad sandwich with bacon that my sister-in-law makes.
Jesus. Yeah, no, it's.
And although she said it was a labor of love because it's not as easy as tacos, that when I tell you that thing, you know what? I know I know her. I've known her long enough. I know she's sitting on the side like that's nothing because she is a sandwich connoisseur. Like she makes gourmet sandwiches, so she probably already knows how to make that sandwich and what I'm talking about. So that's beside the point. She said, "You ain't saying nothing slick to a can of oil."
Hey,
anyway, you ready to shut the show down, bro? Or you want to give them a teaser for next week?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Right. Teaser for next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't date an overthinker. You want to know why? Because an overthinker will always put your emotions first over everything, always. They will actually listen to you and try to understand you. They will think about you day and night, wondering if you're okay, if you need anything, or even just if you're having a good or bad day. They will literally do everything in their power to make you happy. They won't play games. They're always going to pick up the phone and answer your messages as soon as they can. There's no playing hard to get with them. They will never leave you guessing. You're going to be the only one that they have eyes for. They will drop everything to be with you when you need someone. They're going to love every single part of you, even the things that you don't like. And they will worry that one day you'll leave them because to them, you're everything. They will analyze your every word and change in behavior. They will notice as soon as something's wrong or that you don't feel so good. So why in the world would you want that? Don't do it. Not unless you plan on spending the rest of your life with them. Because when you leave an overthinker, their mind may spend years trying to solve a breakup that no longer has an answer. And that wound can become a trauma pattern they carry into every relationship that comes next. In the pinned video, I explain how unresolved trauma shapes your entire life without you realizing it.
So that's going to be next week because it's like you start the video off thinking like, oh man, that's actually a good person to be with. And then you start to see, oh, there's some pros and cons when it comes to it. But I tell you, bro, I can relate to a lot.
I know. All I heard was you throughout the whole damn video. Sheesh.
From being in the relationship to being out of it,
and
taking time. Like Mike knows I'm single now, but I refuse to because I like to walk into situations clear.
For sure.
And sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to get clear because I be both feet in.
Yeah.
And not from an expectation of it's going to always last. I think for me, it's always like, I just don't want to, I've done it too many times before, but I don't want to anymore be out of a situation and wonder if I did give it my all. That hurts.
That it does. I think for me, without going too deep into the video, I just think I think we may need to really get a definition for overthinker because I didn't.
Yeah.
Is that an overthinker? Or is that somebody who loves hard or cares hard or you know what I mean? I don't know, but we'll see.
I like it.
We'll see.
I like it. I think that's a good note. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of every episode, we like to leave you guys with a resource. Because maybe something we said tonight, maybe it triggered you. Maybe it brought some things to your mind that hurt and you need somebody to talk to, or maybe you want to work on being a better lover and you need to learn some practical ways to enhance your care, you can reach out to this number right here, 988. Even though it is a suicide and crisis hotline number, they do have counselors that answer the phone that can get you connected to resources, reading material, workshops, or maybe even support groups, depending on what your struggle, your addiction is, or your desired effort, your desired area of growth is. If you want to learn how to be a better husband, you can call this number and get connected to groups of men who are trying to be better at that. If you're struggling with misinterpretation because of certain things that have happened in your life, there's materials and books you can read up on concerning that to help start to get you to maybe heal or cleanse your lens a little bit, whatever one you may need, whatever it is,
Yeah.
man. Even if
Yeah.
you are struggling with a heartbreak and you're trying to, it's hard to find your why right now to get up every morning and to try to show up to work, because what's the point if you can't have that person? You don't have to go through that
Ooh.
alone. We
Sheesh.
can do it with you for 2 hours on Sunday, but you need more than that. Reach out to this number, 988. Get connected to one of the counselors. Even if you don't want to talk, you can text that number or you can chat with them online. We've had people from this show, multiple people reach out. They are a legitimate resource. They do follow up with you and check in with you. And if you know somebody who's having a personal crisis, don't think just because you care about them, you know how to care for them, you can make the situation worse. Nothing makes a person feel more cornered than feeling like they can't do it and somebody telling them, yes, you can.
Come on, man.
It's not about you telling them, yes, they can. It's about you giving them a resource or showing them how they can. And
Yes,
you may
sir.
not be equipped to do that. But if you want to help somebody, reach out to this number, 988, and tell them your situation. Hey, brother struggling with alcohol. My sister is struggling with lust, or, that my auntie just had a miscarriage and I want to be there for them. What's the best way to approach it without making it worse? They can
Yeah,
also help
man.
you with that. Yeah.
But,
Anything you want to add to that, bro?
Oh,
wait. So Gingy says she didn't know I could call the suicide hotline for my relationship advice. Yes, you can. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
So for something as small as a breakup from a dating situation to something as grand as, my partner stepping out of our marriage, like they cover all of it, man.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. What would I say? I like that that part about what have you done this week to be a good lover, non-sexual. And I would task our viewers to pay attention to the things this week that you're doing to be a good lover. You know what I mean? And then also seeing what benefits come from it in your own, whether it's your relationship with your parents or your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, homeboy, homegirl. See what benefits you get from just putting that love out into the world and see how it returns. It's good stuff, man. Because I didn't realize my return until we were talking about it. My return happened same day, literally on my drive home from the gym. Wild work, bro. Wild work.
God is good, man.
Yeah,
I think we came into tonight's conversation a little different than we normally do because we had some stuff to get out, and I knew it was going to be a good conversation. So if you guys didn't get a chance to catch the beginning of this podcast, go back and watch it tomorrow when you get a chance. We did spend a good amount of time, I think the whole first hour and a half, mostly talking about you love me but don't care for me, and how to identify when your person feels cared for and how to verify when you feel cared for and why that's really important, and how love may not always mean care if there's no consideration. But not be hard on yourself or the other person, because
for sure.
surrendering to love is a maturing process.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. So this is a good one to review later on this week, you guys. But we love you. And Mike, you praying us out?
I don't know how to interpret that. If you care about me,
Father God, if there's any other brothers out there that you could send me the receipt for this one right here. This one's too black. Father God, we thank you so much for tonight's conversation. I personally want to just thank you for having this vehicle to be able to have these kind of conversations, because you know what's been on my heart and my mind. I'm just grateful for the season that I'm in, and to be able to be as vulnerable as I need to be on this podcast, so that others can see how you're walking me through it. It's such a beautiful thing. I thank you for a brother like Mike to be able to do this podcast with and just do life with. I just thank you that we are here and being able to just offer this to this generation, that may be something we say can be of benefit to them and be helpful. As we go to bed tonight, may we remember the things that really impacted us. May we sit with them. We believe that the right seeds were planted in the right people, in the right minds, in the right season. And now it would be our responsibility and theirs individually to sit with it. Go to your word, sit with our counselors, and water the seed that's been planted tonight, so that we can break free where we need to find freedom, so that we can enhance and steward more properly the things that you've given to our care in this season. Ultimately, we just pray for alignment with you, closeness with you. And man, until next Sunday, Father God, keep us all safe. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, good brother. Amen.
All right, until next Sunday, y'all.
2 Chainz.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me, baby. I wanna come and talk. Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.